have got Mr. Tom Beeson with the Clemson University Spectrum Program. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, you're very welcome. I appreciate the opportunity to come and tell you a little bit about what we have going on at Clemson right now.
We are so excited to learn everything that there is, so I can't wait. Let's just jump on in and tell us all about the Spectrum Program and what you guys are doing in our community.
Okay, great. So the Spectrum Program is, as it might sound, a program for students with autism who are enrolled at Clemson University. Now, a student might come to Clemson and not ever disclose that they had autism, and that's fine, and the program would really have nothing for them then, right? We wouldn't have any contact with them. A student might come to Clemson and get some accommodations through accessibility services, but not need any additional supports. And so our program might know a little bit about them because we're part of accessibility services, but we probably wouldn't have any daily or weekly contact. But our program is for students who know that they want a little bit more and whose parents also feel that it would be best for their child if they had a little bit more in terms of supports and accountability and just kind of follow along services while they were a student at Clemson.
Awesome. Sounds like a lot of opportunity out there. So with your students that are coming in, they have to apply to the university to be accepted.
Absolutely. So the people who are eligible for, the students who are eligible for Spectrum, first they must be admitted to Clemson. And so they would follow the normal kind of Clemson admission policy, which applications are due pretty soon. So if there are students who are interested in being considered for Spectrum, the first thing to do is meet that kind of December deadline for Clemson applications.
Okay.
Then, of course, they need to have an autism spectrum disorder or kind of a related diagnosis. Autism is sometimes diagnosed a little bit late, or sometimes people are just diagnosed maybe with some traits or tendencies. That's okay. We're not super picky at this point in time, but they should have something that indicates that they have an autism spectrum disorder. And then they really have to be interested and in need of some enhanced supports.
Okay. Can you give an example of what those enhanced supports would entail?
Yeah, so when I think about that, I think about it in terms of navigation, tools, kind of a safety net, and then kind of a built-in kind of taskmaster, which ends up being me. But the compass is the navigation of campus, navigation of how to interact with an instructor, how to deal with the roommate or suite mate in your dorm, where to eat, just all those types of things. Later on the program, dating and other more complex social relationships on campus.
So there's a lot of social skills and a lot of life skills that you guys are implementing.
Absolutely. So early on, we focused more on the academic skills because obviously that's one part of college and it's kind of the make or break part of college for students. So right now with our new students, we're focusing more on academics and academic supports and study and organizational skills. But next semester will be mainly about social skills. So there's a kind of curriculum that we have for students that, it goes along with their college experience.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the toolbox part. All students in the program participate in a weekly instructional session. It's about 75 minutes. It's not designed to be too difficult or add too much to their plate because college already means that they're really busy and have a lot of responsibilities. Mm-hmm. But it's mainly designed to be helpful.
Okay. And with the living situation with the Spectrum program, how does that work?
So right now, students can live anywhere on campus. They can live with a roommate, or they can ask for a single if that's what they want. We are looking probably for fall of 2021, have what's called the Living Learning Community, which would be, I'm gonna hopefully have that be a sensory friendly living space that would, and a neurodiverse living space for students. And students would be kind of expected to live there their freshman year, maybe not required, but would be recommended. and then would have the option of living in that same kind of area of the same dorm throughout their college experience if that's what they wanted, or if they wanted to move somewhere else or off campus later on. That's what a lot of students do, and that's what the Spectrum student should do as well.
Now, the end goal of the Spectrum program, what does that entail for all the students that do get to participate in the program?
Sure. So, of course, the main goal is graduating from Clemson University with a degree in their field of interest. But along with that, one challenge for college graduates with autism is that they have a very low employment rate. So they are unemployed. About 85% of college graduates with autism are unemployed or underemployed. So there's a strong employment component that is part of the program as it's planned. Students will participate in an on-campus internship in their sophomore year. They will have internships in their junior and senior years, and we have a strong connection with the Michelin Career Center on campus, which is going to assist students in those internship placements and also with job placements after graduation. So Clemson has the #1 rated career center in the United States for universities, and we're really excited that the Career Center is a strong kind of partner with the Spectrum program.
That is amazing. So they come out not only with a degree, but completely career ready and ready to go forward.
And hopefully with a job, although obviously you can't guarantee that, but certainly with references, really good work experience, and skills that are going to be valuable to, employers in South Carolina or wherever they're from.
Absolutely. Well, I think that is just awesome. Are there any events or anything that you guys have coming up? You said that the college application deadline is approaching in December.
Yeah, so Clemson's application deadline is the beginning of December. So anyone who's thinking about applying probably already knows that they're applying for college at this point in time. So, but if they're still working on their application, please work hard on that. And then you can also complete the application for the Spectrum program. We have a separate application process. So you first apply to Clemson, and then we have a separate application process that involves some additional references and just some questions that we ask students to answer about, what their school experience has been, what their work experience has been, what supports have been helpful for them, those types of questions. And then we will hold on-campus interviews later on in spring semester.
Okay. And what is the best way for our listeners to get in touch with you guys if they need to?
Yeah, so they should just go to the Clemson Student Accessibility Services website, and the Spectrum program is listed under there, and then click on the Contact Us link, and they can get in contact with the program. That way is probably the best, easiest way.
All right. Well, that sounds awesome. Is there anything else that you would like to share with our listeners this afternoon?
So one of the things that I tend to talk with families and students about is kind of what a student can do to kind of be prepared for the Spectrum program. I'm not sure if there's time to go into that, but I'd be happy to kind of share a little bit of that.